Hey guys, thanks for joining me today. We are talking about thrifting vintage. I found some great items recently for a makeover that I've got coming up in the future, and I would love to share my finds with you. If you love home decorating, thrifting, and saving money, you are in the right place. Be sure and hit that subscribe button and keep on watching. Hey guys, it's Jen. Welcome back to the channel. I'm happy you're here today. We are in my spare bedroom, and this room is a blank slate. I've been thrifting for a while for items that I want to use in the makeover that I have planning for mid-summer, and I wanted to share with you the items that I have found. Some of these are vintage, some of these are new, but I'm very excited to be able to see how many of them I'll be able to use in this room makeover. So this bed frame actually kicked off the entire room makeover idea that I've got in mind for the space and how I want it to turn out. My husband was gifted this beautiful antique bed frame, 100% free. It came with the mattress, and I just love this bed frame. I've always wanted a cast iron bed frame, and I love the look of having this vintage metal frame with old or vintage dark brown furniture and just sort of have an old world style going on in the spare bedroom. I think it's cozy and beautiful, and it's also such a great way to incorporate my thrifted finds. So oftentimes I'll get the question, like, how do you find the items that you actually want to use? And to be honest with you, I could create an entire video on just how to do thrifting, but I think that if you head into the thrift store with a style in mind and you go often, eventually those items will surface. So one of the things that I wanted to bring in was some needlepoint, and these antique vintage style needle points are absolutely gorgeous. I found two of these. The price tag says that they were $2.99, but on the day that I picked these up at my Jericho Road thrift store, these items, actually the entire store was 50% off. So I got both of these for $2.99, but I really think these are absolutely stunning. And I love the oval shape. I think oval is a very vintage look. Nowadays, most of the wall hangings that we find are rectangular or square. They're hard lines and hard 90-degree angles. And so I love the style of ovals for vintage look. And one of the things that I've learned over the years is that if you can try to find something that you can incorporate multiple times throughout the room, it definitely looks more intentional. And so once I found these, I decided to set my mind on finding more items that were oval shaped that would sort of tie into the vintage look of these. So when we're thinking about like an oval shape, I wanted to bring in this find as well. Now I picked this up for $1.99 at a thrift store. The tag is not on it anymore. The back is felt, which is why the tag fell off. But I just love the detailing. Take a look at the vintage styling. I love that filigree look. And I think this is actual brass, so I think it's pretty old, but even if it isn't, it does give that vintage old world style that I'm looking for. Oval shaped items that sort of look vintage. And some more items that I picked up that were oval shaped is this absolutely gorgeous tray. It's a mirrored tray, and I'm trying to avoid getting my fan up there, but take a look at this. Now I'll insert some clips, but how gorgeous this brass detailing is. So this is an oval shape as well. It has a felt backing again, so it'll definitely protect any vintage furniture that I bring in. This was $8.50. I actually picked this up at an estate sale, if I remember correctly. I picked this up along with some copper pieces that I'll be sharing with you guys in my fall kitchen video. Now, one thing that I always have to do when I'm thrifting is keep an open mind and try to think about ways that I can use items that I find in functional ways, but that also sort of enhance the look that I'm going for. And so I picked this up at Jericho Road. This was marked at $4.99. It was on the half price day. We're working with this oval detailing here, but I thought maybe this would be a fun robe hanger because it does have the hooks on the side here. So I'm not completely sure if this is going in the makeover here in the spare room. But I really do love this piece, and I thought that because it was oval, it sort of looked vintage, it was a great price. If I don't use it in here, I can definitely find other places to use this item throughout the house. Okay guys, so my question to you is, what do you consider vintage? I have heard that anything between 30 and 50 years old would be considered vintage, and then anything above 50 years old would be considered antique. But I've also read that the numbers are actually higher, and vintage would be from maybe 50 to 80 years old, and then anything above 80 years old would be antique. So leave me a comment below. I'd be interested to know your thoughts about that. And the reason I ask is because I did find these oval candle sconces, and these look very 80s inspired to me, maybe 70s. I think these are gorgeous. I love the rich wood tone of these and the black detailing. One of the things that I love about them is that they're small, and so I would be able to maybe put these on the sides of a beautiful picture and place some candlesticks in them and just sort of use that to illuminate the picture. But I just love having these as an option for decorating, especially because they are going to bring in that oval shape that I've been going for. So I don't actually have any more oval shaped items to share with you. And you guys keep in mind, this is a months long thrifting collective haul. So I don't find all of these items all in one day. Okay, now we're gonna move on to some decorative items that I picked up. One of the items that I love to find when I'm thrifting is copper. And take a look at this copper candlestick holder. I think this is absolutely gorgeous. I love the hammer detail on the inside here. And this was only $2, and I thought that was such a great deal. I love being able to place these on a stack of books or maybe on some shelves to sort of corral 3 items together and make a little vignette. I think this is so pretty, and definitely going to try to work this into the bedroom makeover. Now, these are really heavy. These are not antique, not vintage. The tag says made in China, but they are cast iron. They're super heavy, and these are, I believe, door stops. There was 2 of them, and they were $4.98 each, and I did pay full price for these. I don't plan on using these as door stops, but I think these would be absolutely gorgeous as bookends. I think I want to maybe use some rub and buff on these and make them look a little bit more like a copper or brass, antique gold even, something that would just enhance the floral design here. I think this is very cottage with this basket of florals, and I think this would be a really cute addition. And when you place them together, they would be adorable as bookends. Now, another thing I'm always on the lookout for is pottery. Anything that is hand thrown, I absolutely love. And so when I came across this little pottery piece, and it even has a date on the bottom from 1989, I thought that was so cute. But this pottery piece is absolutely gorgeous. I love the brown. It's definitely a neutral piece, very small. This could be used as a bud vase, which is probably how I'm going to use it. It was $2.98. And I just love the simplicity of it, and I thought this was a very vintage looking piece that would go great for shelf styling or maybe beside some books, but this was definitely a good find. Okay guys, so let's talk about ducks. This is a duck decoy. It's wood and it's a little bit heavy, so it's probably not an actual decoy because I know they usually make them pretty light so that they would float, but look at the detailing on it. It's absolutely beautiful. And one of the things that I think is so fun is to incorporate items from different styles. I think this would be more of maybe like an English cottage look, definitely vintage looking. And I know that a couple of the favorite channels that I follow on YouTube, I know for sure Andrea over at Pine and Prospect Home, she definitely decorates with duck decoys, and I think they're so sweet. So I picked this one up at Goodwill, and I wanna say it was $9.98, which again, a little bit more expensive than I normally would pay, but for an item that's as unique as this, you never come across these in the thrift stores. And I think they're highly sought after. And so when I saw it, I grabbed it and I stuck it in my cart because I knew I wanted to take it home with me. Now, something else I really love is hobnail. I love anything that's hobnail and looks stoneware. I picked this up for $2.98 at Goodwill, and I believe that these are originally Hearth and Hand, because I do have a napkin holder that has the same style of hobnail. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep the wood base, but I definitely love the look of these salt and pepper shakers, and I think they're gonna go great in my kitchen. All right guys, so let's keep moving along. I found a few more items that I wanted to share with you. Now you guys, I've been looking for one of these for a long time. I have wanted a gathering basket for so long. Recently I saw, I think her name is Brenda over at Cozyaholic. She picked one up and I just fell in love with it again. It reminded me that I wanted one. And so when I came across this one at Goodwill, I thought it was absolutely perfect. I love the little pedestal on the bottom. I think that's so cute. And the woven texture, the beautiful rich color of the wood. This was $3.98. I mean, what a steal. So love this little gathering basket. I cannot wait to find ways to use this all throughout my house. So I want to show you guys a few more pillows that I picked up at Jericho Road. This one, both of these were also 50 cents, and look at the tassels on these. I think this is a very vintage style. I love this velvet texture. The color is absolutely gorgeous. It's coming off a little bit more gold than it actually is. It's actually a little bit more of like a dark taupe or maybe even a light brown. It's really, really pretty. The other side I don't love as much. It's got sort of like an elaborate pattern here, but even if I don't like this side, I can just flip this around and use this as an accent pillow. It's a lumbar shape, so it can definitely be used by itself in the center of the bed, or if I wanted to, I could combine the two that I picked up and use them as a little bit more of a lengthy accent on the top of the bed. Okay, so you guys can't go wrong when it comes to thrifting vintage books. I love the color of this, and I love that it has 1907 written on the front of it. I thought that was kind of neat. The subject matter really doesn't matter. What kind of book you find is really not important. What's important is that you find one that fits your color scheme. I love the look of the spine and I love the details on it. The color is absolutely gorgeous. This would be great for just neutral all year round. I think it would be great for fall as well. And for $3.98, that's the standard hardcover book price at Goodwill. This is a great accent piece. Now, I've also been on the lookout for marble. That is something that's trending right now, and although it doesn't always fit into my home's aesthetic, I love the look of a warm caramel toned marble. Now this is a box, it's maybe a jewelry box or something like that. From the top you can see this is an absolutely beautiful piece. It was $2.98 and it is marble, so it's nice and heavy. This is something I'm gonna try to work into the room makeover, but I'm not actually sure if it'll work its way into the design. Okay guys, so I came across this beautiful vintage highboy dresser at my thrift shop. I picked it up for $40. I think it was 100% worth $40. The drawers are absolutely dovetailed, so I know it's a high quality piece. I love the clean lines on it, but one of the things that sold me was the handles. The drawer pulls almost look like the bottoms of a rocking horse. I'm not sure if that looks like that to you, but when I saw them, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so unique. So I love these drawer pulls. The problem is that down here on the second drawer, you can see one of the pulls is hanging by a thread and the other one is missing. So I think what I'm gonna have to do is take the top two drawer pulls off and use them down at that second drawer, and then see if I can find a matching hardware piece that's maybe round or just something that's simple that looks a little bit more intentional to replace onto the top two drawers. But isn't this piece stunning? I absolutely love it. I love finding pieces like this. You can tell it's high quality. It does have some wear. You can see that it's got some paint markings and some things that need to be cleaned up. But overall, I think this is a gorgeous piece, and I love the way this is going to add to that vintage look that I'm going for here with the iron bed frame. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot to show you one of my most favorite items that I thrifted. A while back, I had traveled for work, and when I traveled to this particular place, my sister lives there and I often stay with her, but many times when I get there, I'm early, they're still at work, and I like to find places that are not around my house that I can thrift and find unique items that maybe I would not have found otherwise. So I came across this beautiful art piece. The tag is marked $25, but the entire store was getting ready to shut down. I was 3 days before their closing. So she had the entire store marked down at 50%. I paid $12.50 for this piece of art. I cannot believe it. I think it's beautiful. I love the impressionistic look of the painting. I don't know if this is actually worth anything. The signature says Camille, and so I don't know if that's something that I even should look into. I'm not even sure how to find out about art and whether or not it's something that's worth anything, but for $12.50, I love the colors. So guys, that's gonna do it for the thrift haul today. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have any thoughts about how I can find out more about that art piece, let me know in the comments below. Maybe there's a specific search term I should be using. I'm really interested to find out if that is something that's valuable. Either way, it's valuable to me. I think it's gorgeous. Be sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you won't miss any of the future videos we've got coming your way. Thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I am always happy to see you and spend time with you. Until next time, take care. Bye-bye.